All right, so hi everybody. Welcome to this edition of TCRM Conversations with Iso Bassey. So the TCRM Conversations is an initiative of the Crossover Movement, and it's aimed at engaging and bringing people together to exchange ideas to foster the development of Crossover State. So this is a special edition, and it's titled "The Cross River State of My Dreams." And we're encouraging Cross Riverians to express their hopes, their aspirations, their desires for their state. And today we've got a very special guest. So this is slightly different from what we've done in the past, because what we've done in the past has been bringing a number of panelists together. But today we've got just one guest, and I'm going to be introducing her, to yourselves. So she's a professional actress. She's proudly Cross-Riverian, and she majored in medical biology, microbiology at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital in Lagos. And prior to becoming an actress, she worked as a model, featuring in various commercials, including print and television adverts. She's got many accolades to her name. She's got a very distinguished career. She won African Movie Academy Awards for Best Actress in a leading role for her performance in the movie Stronger Than Pain. She also won the Best of Nollywood Awards as Most Promising Actress in Nigeria. Also the African Magic Viewers' Choice Award as Best Actress in Nigeria, and several other awards as well. She's starred in over 100 Nollywood movies. She's a fitness guru. So I've seen, once in a while, I stumble on her video clips on Twitter, and I know she's very passionate about fitness. So she's a fitness guru, she's a dancer, she's an entrepreneur, she's a social advocate, and a brand ambassador to numerous brands internationally and within Nigeria. She was appointed Special Advisor, Liaison Office, in Lagos by the Cross River State Governor in December 2015. And she also ran unsuccessfully in, I believe, 2015.
2014.
It was 2014, okay, for the House of Representatives representing Calabar Municipality and Odupani under the platform of the People's Democratic Party. So guys, join me in welcoming Kate Henshaw.
Good afternoon.
Okay, we don't usually clap for our panelists, but on this occasion we'll make an exception.
Thank you.
So it's Kate, it's really nice to have you. Thanks for coming on the TCRM Conversation. It's a special one. This is February, is the month of love. And we're all looking to express love for Cross River State, and I'm sure you'll do the same because I know you love your state. I've read your bio, right? And very exciting, very interesting. But that's the bio that everyone, that's sort of what everyone knows about Kate Henshaw, right? So give us a peek into the side of Kate Henshaw that the public doesn't really know that much about.
What they don't know is I'm very homely. I'm a very homely person. I'm very protective of my privacy. So I don't put a lot of personal stuff out there. Sure, none. I don't put my daughter out there. I don't put my family out there. It's just me and my work. I'm very passionate about people, helping people. I'm very vocal on a lot of things because I believe God gave us a mouth for a reason to speak. Speak for those who can't, and to just somehow, when you speak, you can help right the wrongs in society. Basically, that's me. I love laughing, dancing a lot, having a nice life, relaxing. I love my job very much. And basically, that's it.
Fantastic. Great. So, okay, I mean, I'm curious, and I'm sure, other people on the conversation will be as well. So you've got a degree in medical microbiology. Medical microbiology. Now, how did you navigate into the world of movies and entertainment? Tell us that story.
I was just being my normal inquisitive self. Even till now, I'm inquisitive. I ask questions about things I don't know. I want to find out what's going on because, I mean, you don't know everything. So it was just being inquisitive, having started my modeling career. I got invited to attend an audition. I had no idea what it meant at the time. And I just went for it and tried my luck. And here I am in the movie industry. I mean, I'm not a theater artist, never studied theater arts, never. It was just inquisitiveness. Got my first role in 1993. And here I am today, loving that I was inquisitive.
Interesting. So, I mean, was there any point, like, in your childhood, was there anything that was obvious in your childhood that sort of pointed in this direction? Were you the kind of, child that would dance and entertain the family?
I think I could call myself someone who was square-eyed. I was always glued to the TV. Always glued to the TV like this, Sometimes I'll be so glued, I would hear my mom call me and then to pull me up in my ears because then I was the only girl, first child, only girl. Then there were two boys after me before my sister came like years later. So I was needed to do all the house chores, cook, clean, go to the market, grind pepper, everything. So being in front of the TV was my own me time. And I remember being able to memorize a lot of adverts, all the adverts on the television, Thermocool, all the Bonvita, all those ones we used to hear as children back then, being able to memorize all of them and then just enjoying watching films, drama, like Village Headmaster, New Masquerade. I was always glued to all those kind of programs.
Oh, interesting. So now, obviously at the time when you went into movies and entertainment, it's not like today, right? Where,
no.
People go into it, parents don't have any hang-ups really about things like that. What was your experience? What did your parents think about you going into entertainment and acting?
My dad said over his dead body.
That's what I was expecting to hear that.
Yeah, over his dead body. I first of all wanted to be a musician. He said over his dead body. So it wasn't even about the acting. It was that I wanted to go into music over his dead body. My mom was, of course, very supportive. All she said to me is, be careful when you go out and you meet people. Make sure you come home on time. But my dad, he said, no way, no how. I should go and study. He actually wanted me to be a doctor. I should go and study the medical thing that he said me to learn. And that if I didn't, stop paying my school fees, which he did after a while. I paid my first.
Sorry, I just muted. There was some interference there. Okay, I mean that's quite interesting. So you were the rebel. So at some point, I assume dad came around and obviously became very proud of what his daughter was.
Yes, years later when he said, "Oh, they were asking, yeah, okay, are you Kate Hensshaw's father?" I said, yes. I'm like, oh, okay, now you're my father.
Very interesting.
Very.
Oh, cool. So okay, so like when you went into movies and entertainment, were there any particular sort of role models, people who really mentored you during the early stages of your career, and to what extent, if there were, did such people perhaps have on the overall success that you've accomplished?
There wasn't really any role models. I mean, I grew up watching people like Barbara Soki, people like Tijoke Silva, Taiwo Ajayi, Lyset, so many of them, RMD. But then my colleagues on the very first movie that I did, they were very, very supportive. People like Imai Dopai, I don't know if he's still alive, Sandra Chums, the late JT Tom West, he was also on that movie. And he actually was the person who invited me to the first movie audition that I went to. So I had people all around me who were the late Fumi Martins as well. I don't know if you remember them. This is like 29 years ago. They were very supportive of me on my first film project. And then I had the people that I watched on the soap operas, Liz Benson, so many others of them that I wanted to be like. So it was always a pleasure for me to see them, and it was a dream come true to be able to, to work right beside them on various film projects.
Brilliant. So I think you mentioned 29 years. Now that's a long career, right?
And that's somebody's lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, how much has the industry evolved over time? We all know about the Living in Bondage as being like the first movie that hit the screens, and the quality wasn't great, but it really captivated people. And the industry has moved on so much. What's been your experience? Tell us about the evolution.
What did you say?
No, so I'm asking, the industry has evolved. The industry has evolved quite a bit over the last 29 years. Yeah. How have you found out? What's been your experience? Has that been? What are the positives and the negatives of that?
I'm very proud of my industry. I think it's come a long way. We still have a long way to go, seeing that the rest of the world is miles ahead, especially I'm talking in particular America and even India. But we are holding our own because of the uniqueness of our stories. And so we have started off telling our own stories, which is still something that is very, very strong for us. And that is why a lot of people, the online platforms, streaming platforms are all looking in here. We now have Amazon, we have Netflix, we have various streaming platforms that want our content. So we have evolved, and we're still going to evolve. We started off with VHS, shooting on cameras that Hollywood had said was impossible because they were just shooting on celluloid then. And to us then, celluloid was extremely expensive to be able to shoot film. So we started with the home video rage, and so that it was accessible to everyone. So it was very nice. I believe the stories back then, to me, had more meaning. They spoke a lot about correcting different impressions, but also they had the other side of the rituals, the blood money, but also they had the glamour side, they had love stories. But now we have ventured into biopics. We have Amina, it's on Netflix. We have something called 76. We have another one that is on Late General. We have a lot of things in the works on biopics, biographies. We have chick flicks, we have comedies, we have real life stories. We have something called The Strand. It's on Netflix too. I think it was directed by a young guy called Udrak Obong or something like that. I just started watching it. So we have evolved. Even in the cinemas, many years ago, you wouldn't see an Hollywood movie in the cinema because of quality. But now we have stepped up on our quality, even music and attires. I feel we're still going to ride the wave of being the second largest film industry or the third largest. And we're still going to be here for a long time because we keep telling stories that are unique to us. We're not trying to copy, even though I know there are a few movies out there that would want to be like that of the white man. But ours is the uniqueness of telling our story. And that's what keeps us, sets us apart from the others.
Cool. So, Kate, to what extent do you feel, the industry can help in shaping a brighter future for Nigeria? Yeah. So, we've heard stories recently, and it's not uncommon, young people, doing ritual sacrifices, killing people, those sort of things. And, to some people feel, quite a bit of that comes from what people watch on Nollywood movies. What sense of responsibility do you think, actresses like yourself and maybe producers have in terms of just putting out the kind of messages that, that basically just basically help to build a better society for Nigeria?
It is true that art imitates life, okay? But I do not feel that it is fair that I haven't had an argument with someone on Twitter that Nollywood movies have contributed. These young people who are doing these acts, I'm sure they were not born when we started the movie industry. But we also have a lot of decay in the society right from the home. The parents should do their work of raising better children before they put them out in society and should be able to correct them. Or the society should also have an involvement in correcting children. We have people in government who are corrupt, showing off wealth, and people are thinking that this is the only way to go. So for me as a filmmaker, I think my responsibility would be to put out work that would discourage this kind of acts and tell people that this is not the way to go. Even though, yes, there will be those films that will glorify these kind of acts. I mean, we have Ebony Life, they're going to be doing a film on Hush Puppy. You know, they're not celebrating it, but the story has to be told about this swindler, this scammer who scammed so many people. This guy that was on Forbes, OP1 or so, it's not from Nollywood movies. You cannot say that because, Americans are making movies about killing and they go out and start killing people every day. If someone is going to be bad, they're going to be bad. There's no amount of influence that will change them. If somebody is a bad seed, the person is a bad seed. You know, so all of us, the society, the parents, the government, individuals, everyone has a responsibility to make sure that, I mean, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday. I'm like, growing up, if I went to school and I came back with a ruler or a pencil or even an exercise book that wasn't my own, my mom would be like, whose pencil is this? Whose is it? You have to take it back. And she'll make sure you return it and report you to the teacher. But now there are no morals. There are no consequences. Everybody glorifies money. Nobody wants to know the source of the money. Before, if you come back with something that is not yours, there will be eyebrows raised even in your community. But now we have a society that, once you have money, everything is hunky-dory and it's okay, no questions asked. You go to the church, you donate the money, they're going to hail you and all of that. I mean, it's a lot wrong. And I don't think it's fair that, Nollywood movies has a role to play. Nollywood has even done more by giving jobs to people, creating jobs where government has failed, you know, teaching people on the job. A lot of script writers have come up, directors, continuity, people that do posters, printing, digital. All of this have come from the Nollywood film industry.
Thanks, Kate. Thank you. I mean, it hasn't, I can see that your cap, you've got the coat of arms on your cap. So
yes,
your love for your country is fully reflected there. So tell us, what do you think about the current situation in Nigeria now?
Don't ask.
How do you think?
Don't ask. So, you know that the times we're living in is the worst. I mean, this is the land of my birth. This is the Nigeria I grew up in. And it amazes me how things have just gone like south. I'm not pun intended. Everything has gone south. Everything has gone down. Things are like upside down. The society is like, I don't know, people are like helpless, wondering how these things started. But these things have been showing signs over the years. I grew up here. I went to Federal Government Girls College, Calabar. Schooling, primary school, they used to serve us milk in school, and it was nice. It was safe for children to go out, you know, run around even in your undies. Now we have prevalence of rape or even children, toddlers. Everything is just going wrong. Nobody's happy. We're having a citizenry who are totally dissatisfied. We have a government that does not care or pretends to care only when it comes to election. And somehow along the way, we have to break the cycle. There's so much potential in this country. So much. You have Nigerians everywhere in the world. I hear you have Nigerians in Iceland. I believe it. Nigerians, when they leave here, they excel. There was a group of young people, I think during the pandemic, 2 or 3 boys set up a company and it's been bought for millions of dollars. We have Nigerians, young Nigerians who are building cars. We have someone who also has been taken up by, I think, the country of Netherlands to go and do some digital thing. Nigerians have potential, but we do not have anything. We're not being given anything. We don't have lights, we don't have healthcare, no education, no roads. We have nothing, absolutely nothing. And it's now, you build a house, you have to build space for gen. I mean, whoever thought that a gen would be part of your home when the gens are supposed to power industries? We're talking about, like me here, I have 3 sources of trying to get power. I have NEPA whenever they come. I have inverter and I have my gen. Very soon I'm thinking of solar. That's 4 areas where I'm throwing money away just so I can have electricity to live a normal life and to be productive for myself and my society. So it's really, really terrible the way things are. I'm not happy at all, but I'm not running away. I'm not one of those that are going to jackpot. I have no interest going anywhere else. I'm going to be here.
So you're going to stay and fix it, right?
I don't, at this age, where am I going to? No, I'm here.
You're absolutely right. As you were speaking, it reminded me of something that I think it was Richard Quest, the CNN. I don't know if it's still with CNN anyway, but he said when he came to Nigeria, he saw the passion, the spirit of the people, and the things that incredible things that people were doing. And I remember his comment was something like, they're doing so much, not because of the government, but in spite of it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So Nigerians are having to overcome battles in order to just be able to survive. And that's such
yes.
Okay, how do we fix it?
I was thinking about it the other day. We don't even have something like social welfare. We don't have social welfare. In church today, when my pastor was preaching, he was saying, he spoke to one lady who had she had a dental problem. And he asked her, what dentist she should go to? She said, dentist care. She went to General Hospital. We don't have affordable health care. So if you don't have money, you are finished. If you don't have money, you are dead. You don't have money for private hospital, you are dead. You don't have money to fly out, you are dead. So there's no even hope for the common man. The divide is so much between the common man and those who have. And you who have worked hard to get your money legitimately, they're going to pile you up with those who they say have stolen money. And everybody's looking at you like, you stole money. Meanwhile, you worked for every penny that you have. The divide is so much, so much.
Okay, you said that there's no social welfare,
No.
In a sense there is, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I came across an article recently, and it was talking about the National Assembly looking at, I think, submissions from people who had lost basically property or things during the NSAS protest. And on that list were, I don't want to mention names, but, former governors, senators, members of the House of Representatives. So there is a social welfare program indeed. It's just that it doesn't get to the common man in Nigeria, unfortunately.
How does social welfare take care of only those who already have and then ignores those that don't have anything? That's not social welfare.
That's the social welfare that we have. But, the question then, I want to hear your view. How do we fix it?
We have to start. let me say the basic one, even though a lot of people will raise their nostrils at it. Get your PVC, go out en masse and vote. Choose a good candidate. For me, I'll do away with anyone who's ever been in any sort of position for more than 8 years in government. Let's get young people. I'm not saying young people like, they must be young, but people whose brain is working. Because some of these young people, they are not even trustworthy. They get there. We have young governors there who are doing worse than the older ones. Get your PVC, vote in your own area of expertise. Give of your resources or your time to CSOs. Help out where you can. It's going to be a marathon. We're not going to change this country in 2023. Not even in the next election cycle. It's going to take time because the rot is so much. But we need to vote. We need to go out and vote. People are going to say, the vote doesn't count. Who says so? If your vote doesn't count, why would they buy your PVC? Why would they buy votes? Why would they get people to thumb print? If everyone votes, there'll be no space for anybody to carry a ballot paper and thumb print. But we're so lax concerning that. We'll rush and get our passport. We'll rush and get our driver's license. But we don't want to get our PVC and queue to vote. How are things going to change? They're not going to change. We need to tell the people in power that you work for us. We don't work for you. You are there to serve our interests, not your interest. You are there to serve, not to enrich yourself. It's about the people. It's not about you. When you decide to put yourself up for office, you are there to serve, not to give me stories and give me reasons why you cannot. Then why did you aspire to that office?
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, Kate. And, something interesting, which I tell people, because there's that sense of hopelessness, what difference does it make, whether I come out and vote or not? But if you look at like the elections in Cross River State, for example, we've got a state with about 2 million eligible voters. But if you look at the figures, the elections, 2019, 2015, just about 500,000 people came out to vote. So imagine if you had another 500,000 or you had, another million coming out to vote. Imagine the kind of difference that could make to the electoral.
To our lives.
Exactly, to our lives. Absolutely. Okay. So let's bring this down a little closer to home. Yeah. So Cross River State, tell me, we've talked about Nigeria. What's your assessment of the state? And, we're non-partisan, so, we're neither PDP, APC, nor any other party, but just tell, what are your general thoughts?
I've not been to the States in, I think, a year. My sister has been, but my last time there, I think, was 2 years ago or so. Not happy with the state of affairs. I remember, I'm sorry, I have to call names because this is what I remember. I remember Donald Duke as the governor then, him building Tinapa, him starting the carnival, how Cross River State was sought after for people all across the world. I remember somebody from the German consulate asking me how they could come to Cross River for the carnival. And it was clean, extremely clean. I was very proud. I'm still proud to be part of my state, but back then it was, people would say that Cross River is the cleanest state in the country. We had all sorts of things going for us. I've only been to Obudu Ranch once, but you see, we have so much. And then it's like something has just happened and everything has been tossed aside. I'm hearing there's cultism, there's kidnapping in Cross River State. No, never heard of. That's where I schooled, Federal Government Girls College, Calabar, 6 years. It was a very beautiful place, but no, it's I'm not very happy. I'm not very happy, and I feel that we need to step up. The same thing with the voter apathy, speaking truth to power. It's too much though. It's too much. You just sort of feel helpless, and you think, where do I start from? Where do we begin?
I sense a bit of frustration there.
Yeah, I am frustrated.
I can feel it. I feel the same way too sometimes. But yeah, that's, I guess, why we put together the Cross River movement to, give people the opportunity to just come together. And something I've always believed is that, it takes more than just the government alone to.
It takes the people, but this is the government that governs the people. They set the pace. They are the ones that will put policies in place that will help and guide the people the way they should go in terms of infrastructure or whatever else. Yes, the people have a role to play, but how do I say? The government is the house. The people are the ones coming in and out of the house. If the house is already dilapidated, what do we do?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm going to play a video. So we sent out our correspondent in quote to hit the streets of Calabar to talk to people, just to find out from them what their dreams, what are your aspirations for Cross River. So I'm going to play that. I hope you guys can see my screen, yeah?
Yeah.
You hear the audio as well?
Yeah.
Hello family, as you can see, I'm on the road in the streets of Calabar. So yeah, we're taking people's thoughts to know what kind of dream do they want for Cross River. So perhaps their dream could just come true one day. So join me as we go into the streets and hear what people have to say about their dream state.
The Cross River of my dream is a Cross River that is clean, healthy, and beautiful. A Cross River where people come together to be able to provide solutions to environmental problems, where people can genuinely show love to one another, where people care about the environment, care about our society, and our unity as a whole.
I want a Cross River state whereby we'll have free education.
There is good road to avoid accidents, and there are good schools with library, water supply, electricity.
A state where there are trees to prevent environmental pollution and to make the states more beautiful.
I really want a Cross River state whereby many young boys seeing themselves working hard, they were ready to know every room say what they can more opportunity support what they can then this state, this state.
Where everyone see themselves as a co-contributor towards building a safe society, and together we can actually build a good Cross River.
There are so many industries, let me just say, companies going out from this state because of this taxation. Even as I'm talking to you, it is our own market, which is white market. When the government are taxing us too much, whereby they do two things we do just to make ends meet. they are receiving it from us. So I really want a Cross River State whereby you are earning the fruit of your labor.
I want a Cross River State whereby there will be employment for youth and our security regarding us, not to be harassing us on the road.
I wish for a state where young people are leading sustainable change in their own little spaces, in politics, business, economics, and otherwise.
The Cross River State, when I want to see, now state where security go dey. Already with the complaint of unemployment, people, poverty, hunger everywhere. So if we get security, it will encourage investors, they will come, they invest for the states. Because this not be the Cross River State we used to know. That time, everybody want to come Cross River State because of different things when they happen. But today, not be like that again. But with the hope, say, Cross River State go get them back, security go day, and work go day. That now the kind of Cross River State when I want to see.
We wish for a state where quality education and other opportunities are made free and accessible to all and sundry for the good of all Cross Rivers.
The rate of robbery and kidnapping is high. I would love a Cross River State where there is decent.
Madonna do all the government and any business then Ali make also do the same thing. Lima leaf flow and any business lima on the mother who do your work. Statement to that don't need if you mean that add anything. At the kind of state no name business so calling.
Cross River movement.
This is
Okay, family, so I'm back on the street and they have heard what people have to say is their wish or their dream for Cross River State. I hope that these wishes, these dreams will come to pass one day. Let's quickly move into the conversation for today, a special edition featuring the renowned Nigerian actress Kate Henshaw. In this conversation, the Cross River State of my dreams. So again, I am Mrs. Edidonge Bigwai, aka Queen Eddie.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Ebigwai, for that, wonderful vox pop there. So, okay, you had the sort of views of, people on the streets, right? And they're not asking for too much security.
It's not different from what I've said.
Yeah. So how do we fix it in Cross River State? Still back to elections, eh?
It is so, because whether we like it or not, when we elect people to govern, we elect them to help better our lives, to help improve security, infrastructure, everything that will make us thrive in our environment. So it's very important that we elect the right people. We need elections devoid of violence, because we cannot take away from the fact that there will be violence in our elections. It's become a part and parcel of us. We need to be able to, stop that or discourage that. We've seen a couple of states, I think it's Anambra or which state, Edo State, where vote buying was totally rejected. I'm totally proud of those people in those states. And I hope that the same thing can be replicated in Cross River. I want us to go back to our glory days. We have a lot of work to do. We have to be hungry today so that we can eat tomorrow.
Absolutely. And, Kate, for people who are sort of disenfranchised, who just feel like it doesn't matter, what people need to realize is that the processes, for conducting elections have improved over time. So, maybe like some 20 years ago, they were actually snatching ballot boxes and filling them, but you can't do that anymore because of the biometrics that have been introduced. And, also, I know there's the bill that went to the president for assent, which is sent back to the, back to the National Assembly. But also, if the president assents to that bill, then it would give INEC the powers to actually transmit results electronically. Introduce a bit of transparency. And there's technology that can actually kind of make that kind of foolproof. There is that technology. Yes. So we're moving forward indeed. And I think the message to people who just think, oh no, it's going to be business as usual, I'm not going to waste my time, is you've got to come out and participate. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we cannot afford to give up. That is it. If we want to see change, we need to stop talking about it and get going with it. We need to participate in what we voter education. There's this PVC drive going on Twitter, 1 for 5. You get your PVC and you get 5 other people who will get 5 other people. We need people to know that the PVC is their power and they need to exercise it. We cannot give up. We can't afford to give up. We don't have any other country. We cannot just keep mumbling, complaining, and things keep getting worse and worse and worse. At some point, we have to break the cycle. We need to. It's very important. But we cannot minimize the fact that I'm still talking about it is voter violence during voting, intimidation, and all of that. If we can eliminate that, people can just go up, queue, cast their vote, and then go back to their houses, and then they have the transmission of the results, so that everything will be okay for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's talk about Cross River State now, and so what we're doing is getting people to express their desires for the state. So maybe just in a few words, what is that Cross River State of your dreams? What are your aspirations for your state?
My Cross River State of my dreams is a Cross River that has a thriving film industry, because I'll go there first. That's my first love.
Yeah.
The reviving of Tinapa, because the hotel was amazing. Everything that was put there was totally amazing. We needed to get more, investment and traction to make it the Hollywood, the Disney, and the place where it was the only place really in Nigeria that could rival in a small way what we travel abroad to go and spend money for. Cross River State of my dreams is very clean. Cross River State of my dreams is the one where I remember one incident, and I'll never forget. I was coming in for elections then, and I traveled in with a huge sum of money in a bag. And when I arrived at the airport, it was on the carousel, but because my supporters came and they greeted me, and I left, and I left it there. I'd already gone home, and I'm like, oh my Lord, I've forgotten this money. And there was a guy who was in charge of the airport. He called me and said, "Hi, madam, you need to come back." The money was kept for me intact. Nothing was open, nothing was missing. That is the Cross River of my dreams. A trustworthy state, honest, clean, secure, thriving, where young people are gainfully employed, where there's a clean environment, water, everything good is the Cross River State of my dreams.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question, because as you were talking about Tinapa and your industry, I'm going to come back to that, but I'm going to, we'll throw it open. So if you've got a question for Kate, or, there's a comment that you'd like to make, I know Zoom has this thing where you can actually sort of indicate. So please do that. So, we can invite you to ask your question or make your comment. And for those who are on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, any of the other platforms, basically, you can put it in the chat, and hopefully we'll pick it up and we can ask Kate. So yeah, Kate, now it's very interesting that you said, obviously your industry is, there's Nollywood and entertainment, and then you mentioned Tinapa. Now, I've always had this thought that one of the things that we could do with Tinapa is actually build like an entertainment village. I don't know if that's what it's called, but where you have all the facilities, basically, because Calabar is serene, Cross River State is quiet, Tinapa is on its own. Would you think it would lend itself to that sort of facility where, people who are looking to do movies from across perhaps even the subcontinent will come there?
Absolutely. I mean, we have the studios. I don't know what it looks like now, but the fact that there was accommodation, which is the hotel, that is even prime, because then producers and directors, executive producers could camp their cast there and then use the environs, the places around to shoot their movies. I think there's a sound stage there. There's a set there, because I remember coming to do something for Ebony Life many years back then. It's way out of town, so you're not even in traffic. It's so serene. The environment, the scenery is so beautiful. It's, of course, definitely it can be done. And then we have to, push it and sell it to people that you can actually come there and do a great production that would, you can show off to the world. Yeah, that property and that space there, it's absolutely beautiful.
So, okay, talking practically, because, something that I believe we can do as a people is actually, encourage the government and, contribute our ideas basically to the government in terms of the things that we think need to be done. So practically speaking, because obviously the industry isn't owned by anybody, right? How would, if Cross River State wanted to attract Nollywood, wanted to make Tinapa the sort of capital, for Nollywood, the home of Nollywood, how, in your opinion, could the state go about doing that?
They need to sort out security, very important. They need to sort out access in terms of transportation into the states. We need more than one airline flying in and out of there so that people then feel that they have an option, just ease of movement in and out of the state. Tinapa, if it needs any renovation, needs to be done because you have to spend money to make money. You need to make it attractive in terms of getting banks, brands, to showcase or be a, I don't know if you've been to the Muson. I think we have oil companies and banks who have sort of sponsored some chairs. They've all come together and done bits and pieces to make that place the way it is. So the same thing we need for Tinapa. It's an absolutely beautiful place, and it would really hurt me to see that place go totally to waste because it has so much potential.
Yeah. It's interesting, most of the things you're talking about, ease of transportation, security, those are the same, things that the World Bank highlights as, ease of doing business, factors. So it's just, so you can see how there are just some basic things that we need to get right and just have this ripple effect across business, and across several different sectors as well.
Yeah, I mean, sorry to cut you. I've shot in Calabar before, but many years ago. There is no issue of area boys. In Lagos here, our filmmakers, we complain so much. If we put our camera outside on the street, in some areas, within minutes, they're going to surround us, harass us. I remember even shooting last month. I was filming somewhere in Ajah-Badore, and we're going to set at about 10 p.m. As soon as we got to the Ajah junction to turn to Badore, these boys just came out from nowhere and blocked us. I said, we had to pay. We're going on the road, pay for what? Oh, the location bus has to pay. No bus passes here. But this is not a commercial bus. This is a bus for work. And it became so rowdy. They broke the side mirror of our driver. Fight broke out. I had to end up parting with some money. I mean, we don't have that issue in Cross River State. I've never even heard of anything there. So first of all, to have peace, if you decide to go and shoot.
Package as well.
Exactly. And again, because of the location of Tinapa, things like that just wouldn't arise at all.
We've had many parties when Arif was held there. It was held. I'm not sure. It was beautiful. We had people from all over the world come to Tinapa. It was absolutely beautiful. One of my most memorable moments was the parties near the water, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely. I agree 100% with you. with you. All right. So guys, if you have any questions, indicate, please, let's put those questions to Kate. But Kate, I'm curious to know. So when we think about cross-riverians in your industry, obviously you come to mind, and then Shan George also comes to mind. And I was a bit curious to know why we don't have other cross-riverians. I know there was Kepi Ekmenyo, and all, but we don't seem to have young upcoming cross-riverians in the industry. Why might that be? Or am I wrong?
I don't. Maybe they are there. I don't know them. We also have some people from neighboring states, but we have Ini and the rest. But Cross River, I'm always like, apart from Kepi, Shan, and I. And who else? Oh, Inyanya is a musician. Cobham's musician. We don't have that many Cross River State who are actors. If Miso is from, I think she's from Akwa Ibom. I'm not sure. I don't know. Apart from those three names I've mentioned, I can't really think of a lot more. Interesting.
So what do you think? What do you think we can do? You know, I mean, maybe what do you think you and Shan can do to encourage more young Cross Riverians to get into the industry?
Yeah, but if they get into are they going to see jobs? Where are they going to see the jobs? The jobs in Cross River State, or the jobs? Are the jobs going to be, the productions are going to be part of? Is it going to be in Lagos or in Cross River State? You see, there has to be a way for them to find it lucrative and productive for them to be a part of the industry. I know that I want to believe there's an AGN in Cross River, but the members getting any jobs, who is filming in Calabar? You know, that's also what will attract more people to be a part of the industry, if there is work.
Yeah. Well, so we've got a couple of comments that have been posted. So someone says that the hotel at Tinapa was totally destroyed during the NSAS movement, and I think that's coming from the person who actually managed, used to manage the hotel. So that's a really sad one. So there's a question for you, Kate. If you were called to serve in the Cross River State government, in which capacity do you think you can best serve?
What did you say?
So there's a question for you on the chat. It says, if you were called to serve in, I guess, the Cross River State government or the federal government, in which capacity do you think you can best serve?
I've already served.
Okay, so if you were called to serve again.
I was a special advisor to the governor in charge of the liaison office. I didn't get a lot of support, but I did my best, and the staff there can testify. I mean, it all depends on the support from the people and your principal, who will be the governor. I don't know. For me, Cross River State needs to be more. To me, it's more of a civil service state where not a lot happens. But in the time of Donald, I remember Zan used to host jazz festivals, and we had
we had
Eric Benet come.
We had Asha.
Yes, so it's activities that will bring people to a certain place. I mean, you go to Disney and you go around, you come to Cross River, you come for the carnival, you come for the jazz festival. We need to attract people. We need to do stuff that will bring people into the state so that we can make money. Because when people come in, they're going to stay in hotels, they're going to eat our food, they're going to go around and see the sights and the sounds, So we need to create an enabling environment for jobs, for our people to thrive. I don't know exactly what. I don't know. To me, Tinapa then was a great thing. Amazing. It's so sad to hear that the hotel has been destroyed. I remember the first time I stayed there, we actually shot a series there for Ebony Life Media. And we were in Calabar for like 3 weeks. It was beautiful.
It was indeed, it was. I remember hosting events there. It was really, really, really lovely place, really lovely place, So, okay, we're sort of winding down a bit, but I'd like to hear about your experience. So you said in 2014, right? You threw your hat in the ring to represent Calabar municipality and Dodupani federal constituency under the platform of the PDP. Tell us about your experience. I know you talked a little bit about it a couple of days ago on Channels TV. I watched that. So, tell us, it will be... Yeah, just share that with us.
So I don't know why you want to take me back there. I have no idea.
I think there are lessons that people could glean from this.
You see, for me, out of all of that, I'm glad I went through the experience. I'm so glad I went through the experience, because I believe that every experience that we go through in life is totally invaluable, and we're going to be needing some of the nuggets of wisdom that we have gotten from the experience in future. For me, it spoke to me. The experience was bad. It was not good. But I like the fact that I had a chance to consult with people, to throw my hat in the ring, and to vie for a place to be able to represent my people. It was not a good experience at all. It was very, very financially draining for me. Someone who is a private person, who works hard for every penny, and then to be able to just throw all that money down the drain was very, very emotional for me. I felt betrayed, but you see, I've learned that that's a welcome pack. That was a welcome pack for me. I remember this text that was going around then that, oh, who is she? We don't know her. That's my state. I don't care what anybody says. I'm from Cross River State. Yes, I was born in Lagos, but I cannot deny that nobody can deny that I'm from Cross River State, and that I have, as an individual and with some of my colleagues, made my state proud, because you can say that, oh, we have a prominent person in the movie industry at the very top who is from the States. The experience was bad. It was bad. I don't think I can do it again. I don't think I'm interested. I will, however, support a good candidate. I will, however, lend of my time and of my expertise, anything I can do to help to make the states better, to show it in a better light. But I don't think I want to run for office again. I don't think so.
I get you totally. All right, so there's a question there. Okay, can we create jobs in the industry, like a media hub where we can train and empower youths to use digital skills to serve the rest of the world? So, I mean, that's a fantastic one. That's something
that is amazing, because the world has gone totally digital. Even banks, some banks, Kuda Bank, they're digital. Everything is digital. And having gone through the pandemic, it has taught us to be able to depend or rely on digitizing our spaces, digitizing our work, and all of that. That to me is a fantastic idea, and I would love to be a part of it. We have a lot of tech people in the country. Yeah. We can pull some of them to the state and maybe start by doing a workshop. That will help. That will be a starting point.
Yeah, I really love that idea, because, you know, I'm speaking from a personal experience now, Kate. So I've got mentees who, these are people who you would pass on the street and not know the kind of money that they earn, but they are sitting down in Lagos and in Calabar, working on their laptops for companies in the US, earning thousands of dollars monthly.
There you go.
Monthly. So, you know, the question is, how do we scale something like that? Because, you know, people are smart. Nigerians are, you know, young people are brilliant. Anyway, we saw that with NSAS, really. I almost felt like, why don't we all just hand the country over to these young people to run it, and, you know, because they showed the capacity to do it, in my opinion.
Yes. Accountability and all of that. Yes. And I mean, we people can always start with you. I mean, we all have the phone. Everyone has a phone. We can start on our devices before we even think of having the iPads and the laptops. Just a workshop to just open the minds of people to the possibilities out there.
Okay, so this one, so my friend Francis Mochi has put a question in there. And if I go back to my FGC Kodak Benin alumni, I won't be forgiven if I don't ask Francis's question. So he says, also ask Kate if she read my book. I gave her an autograph copy of my book, of which, as an unknown author, I did not expect her to read it.
Your book?
She was shocked the day I gave her the book at the Bano Lekki Phase 1, but I truly admire all Nollywood actors and think they're doing a great job. So, well, it's not a question. I think he says he gave you his book.
Please, what's the name of the book? How many books have been given to me?
Francis, do you want to unmute and tell us the name of the book?
I'm sure it's somewhere here in my bookshelf.
Quick Word.
It's called Quick Word. Is that the name of the book? Quick Word?
Yes, the devotional.
Oh, devotional. I hope. Is it here? I don't know.
All right, okay, don't worry.
But I also asked her a question. But I also asked her a question.
Go on, ask her, please. Go on.
I can hear you.
My question was that, I know you talked about TINAPA and governors and the past leaders. My take on it is that people need to hand over to the private industry. And for TINAPA and some other things, the government's hand is too involved in it. So what do you think that subsequent governments can do, or what idea can they do to hand over and really let things run on their own? So that, because like, for instance, somebody said it's burnt, NSAS destroyed it. It would have been insured if it's a private person and they can repair it back and things like that. That's my question.
Yeah, that's private. I think it's called private-public partnership, something like that. Yes, that would have been a great idea. I mean, to hand over to private individuals to run it and then give returns to the government. I also believe that government hands should not be in a lot of things. They should just be in creating a good environment, creating policies that will better serve the people, and just, I don't know, less of their hands in things that shouldn't be there. So I totally agree with you.
Cool. Okay.
Thank you.
Before we, does anyone want to ask one more question before we take, some parting comments from Kate? Kate, I'd be interested in knowing, what would be your advice to young Cross Riverians right now? What one message would you want to pass across to young Cross Riverians, and young Nigerians as well?
I would say that your environment does not define you. It should not define you. If you're in an environment where you feel that you are not thriving, you shouldn't stop. You shouldn't give up. Because I'm here in Nigeria. I've lived all my life here, but I've been sought after to go and do some international jobs. And it was just from doing what I know how to do best in my immediate environment. So you can better serve yourself by reading, trying to engage yourself in things that interest you. A lot of chances online. Online is like this phone that we have is a tool. It's a huge tool. Instead of, finding ways to be how do I say, recalcitrant, we can better engage ourselves, young people, because I know maybe most of them in Calabar, they will feel like, oh, I have to come to Lagos. You don't have to come to Lagos. You can start something there in Cross River State that will rival anything that Lagos has. Yes, Lagos has a lot more opportunity, but so also do you if you find a problem and then you provide a solution, and then you are already contributing your own bit. So I just want to encourage them not to give up. You are needed. Your voice is important. Your energy is what we crave. We, the older ones, we crave your energy to be able to do things. I like saying that, to be able to do things more better. And you have the know-how in terms of tech, in terms of digital. This is your space. So there's so much that can be done. And I just want to encourage them not to give up on their dreams or whatever it is that they feel that is not getting visibility, that it will come.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Kate. Kate, I'm not going to let you go without mentioning this to you and maybe even asking for a commitment from you. So at the Cross River Movement, what we did this month, or what we're doing this month being February, the month of love and all of that, is that we have this campaign called I Love Cross River, and we're getting people to make pledges of love to Cross River State. Someone says they love how you laugh. So we're getting people to make pledges of love to Cross River State, and people have been pledging things ranging from sewing machines to support maybe NGOs that are doing skills programs for young ladies to, things for.
So what do you need?
No, it's not we that need. So we've got some partner organizations.
Okay.
And we're saying to people, hey, look at this. Let's show love to Cross River State by making a pledge. And, it could be a pledge to just give something to one of these charities. And so we'd love you to make a pledge. And we'd love you also to use your platforms on social media to encourage other people to show some love to Cross River State as well.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. That's fine.
Excellent. Thanks very much. So, Kate, give us your final words.
I did final words.
Not final as in final about, to end the show.
I like my pastor said in church today, if you love your neighbor as yourself, the world will be a better place. So if you love people as much as you love yourself, I think the world will benefit so much. And love is not only for the people you know, not for your family. It can be for strangers. I watched a video, very short video on IG. Some homeless guy walked into a Starbucks. He just wanted a free bottle of water. But there was a guy right behind him who told him, Do you need anything more? Do you want coffee? Do you want a sandwich? And you just pick anything you want. And the guy was almost breaking down, like he can't believe it. That's what we need to do to strangers, to those around us. And just, you have no idea how you will change their mind, their world, and even you will feel better for it. You know, it's priceless, such a priceless feeling.
Absolutely. You know, I feel as if our society has been pushed to the brink, you know, throwing tires on people and, you know, just all kind of crazy things.
Yeah.
Why can't we show some love and empathy?
Because we're not getting love and we don't love ourselves.
Yeah, but maybe that's something that we can, as individuals, just decide, you know, I'm going to just show love, and hopefully, you know, one of the things I love about our former governor, Donald Duke, was that, you know, it's easy to do roads and, you know, to do projects and have them commissioned. But I think what Duke did was he changed the mindset of the people.
That we could, yes.
Yes, you know.
Like an Obama mindset. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Our environment can be clean. You know, I'm proud to be a Cross Riverian.
Yeah.
And I think that's the kind of leadership that, you know, we need from government and from ourselves as well.
Ourselves, yes, true.
Kate, on this note, thank you very much for joining this conversation. Really, really appreciate. Wish you all the best for your...
Happy Valentine's Day tomorrow to everyone.
Happy Valentine to you and happy Valentine to everyone on the conversation. Okay, thanks very much. So we'd reach out to you and just share with you a list of those partners, and
no problem.
And we would love your support, and also to spread word about the campaign. Let's express that love for Cross River State.
Cool.
Thanks
Thank
very
you,
much.
Edidio.
Thank you very much, Kate. And there's Edidio, if you can share the link, please. Would like feedback.
Thank you so much.
Would love feedback from everyone who's been on the conversation.
I see you. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.